Misha Khan!
It's our song, the playing our song.
Hello, guys. How are you doing? So I have a question. How many of you did not sleep last night? Awesome. So Misha, I figured it out. We all had to not sleep in order for you to sleep. That's the equation.
I don't normally sleep very well, and last night I was going to get up and go for a run this morning at 7, and at 9 I woke up and I was like, what has happened? I slept for 11 hours. But it feels really good. It feels so good.
Keep rubbing it in our faces.
I'm just going to be like, I'm so happy today. I'm sure people will still come up in the autograph line and be like, you look so tired. But,
You look freaking good.
but I don't care. I don't feel tired. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I've never done a gold panel, and
Me
we didn't
neither.
get time to like coordinate. So
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
in spite of what
so basically, I'm gonna like guess at
how this goes.
yeah. So all politics and sociology, no questions, nothing makes deal.
Right.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
One episode.
Am I right?
It was there for an episode.
Balls in you. That's our.
Wow, mornings here are building.
You've probably never seen one of my panels.
I don't think I have. No.
I surprise people, but I'm pretty dirty.
Really? I mean, I know that about you.
Okay, I make kids cover their ears.
Yeah. There's
Or I
one right
teach
there.
them things.
There's Tristan right there.
Yes.
He's
But he knows me.
he's very well dressed.
Yeah. Hello.
How many of you have done a supernatural gold panel before? Okay, so
You're gonna
so
teach
you know,
us.
yeah, teach us. How does this go? What do we do? You raise hands.
Yeah.
Which one of us should play Jared and which one should be Jensen? I'll be Jensen.
I can't do the Jared. Like, what am I suddenly gonna levitate?
You've got the hair.
By the way, are you guys all playing the game? Have you gotten out of your bin?
Not yet.
Awesome.
Still
There's been a lot of like pins going around.
How's it going? Is it fun? There were a few items that I axed because I thought that they would cause too much pandemonium, and now I regret that. I'm not telling you.
I probably wrote them.
Does anybody want to ask us a question, or should we
Yes.
could just talk instead and not let them?
Yeah, we could. That's what I'm saying.
I know why I don't sleep. It's my fucking kids. That's why I feel so good.
Yeah. That was like a major moment of realization. They took all the brain power. Yeah. Okay.
We were, it's been a busy stretch, and we got the kids to bed. This was the night before last. Got the kids to bed kind of on the early side, and then went into our own bed to do what married people do. And locked
What's
and locked the door, and
It's been a a really long time since I was married. What's that?
And it was just like the minute anything even started, there was like, pitter, 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 pitter. Open the door. And I was like, no. No, go back to sleep in your own bed. And then there's a long pause. And then bang, 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 bang.
I just
so
remember
bad.
the moment of, Mommy, why is Dad hurting you?
Was that something that you said?
That was my
to
discovery.
your- That's awful.
That's how I learned.
Okay, we don't need to talk about this anymore.
Do you have questions? Why do I overshare so much?
So, just ask your question. Somebody ask a question. Go ahead.
You point.
Oh, that's out.
Yeah, yeah.
What if we could do it a different way now? It could be a free for all.
Who shouts the loudest?
Yes, I was pointing at you.
Hi. First of all,
Hi. I was saying we work together.
yes, we do.
Nice T-shirt, by the way.
Yes, thank you. It's not evident at all that we work together. I was going to say, first of all, being a parent, tired is just kind of my normal state of being. And if I get to sleep, it's like, what is this? I don't even know what this is, so I totally get it. I was just going to ask, do you guys have any advice about training for E4K? Because I've been trying to get back into running. It's been a few years. So any advice or any stories about your own training?
Well, don't sleep in because you'll miss your training session. I used to run a lot. Like I would go for 20 or 30 mile runs, and I loved doing destination runs. So I would, run from my house to LAX to the airport or something like that. And I love exploring new places when I'm running. So when I'm in a new city, I love to just explore. I don't like running on a treadmill. And I also don't like running the same route over and over again. I like to just sort of explore. But I actually do have some actual running advice, which is as you're getting into running condition, don't push it too much because then you will hurt yourself and then you won't be able to run. So you have to actually, ease into it. And the first three weeks of serious running, it feels pretty terrible. And then you push through something and you start to get the endorphin rush, and then it's just like being on drugs. Great. But if any of you aren't on drugs right now, I really recommend it. So yeah.
I learned so much from this panel.
What do we know what we're doing in the marathon?
I just ordered a special wheelchair.
That's awesome.
And I got it fitted with extra high pushy things.
Uh-huh.
So you guys don't
So that Rob.
It's amazing.
That's awesome.
We'll see how that goes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Have you run that marathon before? Okay, cool.
Have you run that marathon? That's way too fucking loud. Run that marathon before because I'll be running it this year with you guys, and yeah.
The Seattle Marathon? I have not. No.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
I've
I know that it's a hard marathon because it's hilly.
Yeah, the last mile, it's got a 14% incline.
Oh, maybe I won't run do this. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Have you read the book Born to Run?
No, I haven't.
It's a phenomenal work of nonfiction. Actually, you know what's really cute? So I read it, and then I just recently listened to it as I was running as an audiobook again. And it's just a great read. And it's all about like how human beings are designed to run long distances, which is a lie, but it's a great book. But my son, I was in the car, and I guess like the Bluetooth picked up where I had left off, and the audiobook started, and Wes was like, wait, leave that on. And then he went back and listened to the whole thing on audio. He was like waking up early every morning because he was like, Dad, give me your phone. I want to go listen to Born to Run. And then he'd be like, come in and wake me up and say, Dad, just tell me, do the Tarahumara Indians win the race? I was like, I don't know. He's like, yes, you do. Tell me. So, anyway, it's an awesome book. You pick somebody.
I have to. Yes. You look like you really want to.
I really, really want to ask a question.
Ned, what's up?
Misha, given that you are now, just on Twitter alone, you have like over 3 million followers, does it make you nervous at all how much power you actually wield? All right, maybe I phrased that wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, so given your influence, oops. Well, given that, and your ability to convey your wishes, does it make you nervous? Do you ever really have to think about what you're putting out there just to make sure that your intentions are pure and that what you want to happen is really what's best? And I'm sorry. No.
And that's the end of the panel, guys.
Enthusiasm?
Oh.
No. I mean, the only thing that makes me nervous is, feeling like I'm not influential, if you'll pardon the expression, enough. No, I jest, of course. I have to say, it is, delving into politics has been immensely rewarding for me in the last couple of years. And I've mentioned this before, but it was a funny kind of journey for me because I thought I was going into politics initially. Like that was my plan. I went to college and I was going to go to law school and go directly into politics. And I went to Washington D.C. and I interned at the White House, and that was my plan. And then I interned at the White House and I didn't like it. And then I was like, well, now my whole life plan is screwed up. Maybe I'll try to I'll become an actor and try to get famous so that I can do a shortcut to politics and not have to, because the whole working your way up through the ranks wasn't going to work for me. So, which I mean, of course, the idea itself is so full of hubris, it's disgusting, But that's what my thinking was. And then I moved to LA. I started acting. And it didn't work out that way at all. It took forever to even get guest star spots, and I could barely eke out a living for a really long time. And by the time I got on Supernatural, I had totally moved on from the idea of being involved in politics, and that was just a vestige of a former life. And then Trump really helped me. And so now I've really become quite politically engaged, and it's just very kind of cool to see, you know what, this is actually this was a long time ago why I got into all of this in the first place, and it's really nice to see that there's some payoff. And it's really bizarre, and it's not the way the world should work, that because you're on a TV show you can have a political voice. But that is the way our world happens to be right now. The host of The Apprentice is running our country, and we're not running, destroying, whatever. But it's also like so cool. Like I get to like talk to people who are running for Congress or governor or whatever, and I DM with senators on Twitter, which is crazy, you know. So it's really exhilarating and really, really incredibly satisfying.
Hey, we'll take any help we can get.
Well, we're proud of you, Misha.
Thanks. Well, but you know, you're also like you've been so politically active and engaged for such a long time, and I think that you're probably approaching this from a very similar
Well, but
perspective,
I
right?
wanted to throw just a compliment. It's not just negative attribute that you want to skip through, but acting, that you want to skip the shaking hands and compromising constantly, and because unfortunately that is what happens a lot of times, is you lose your voice as you're kind of going up the ranks and trying to get people to agree with you and support you. And so I think it's actually really viable and really exciting when someone good does that skip, as opposed to someone who can just use that power for ill. I think it's probably something wrong with the system, but you're using it correctly. I'm glad you are. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tree.
Hello.
Okay. Oh,
I think that
okay. I've done Gish for 5 years now, I think. And every year my husband does it with me. This is husband. And
Sorry, sir.
yeah, I know. He deserves that so much, and I have no idea. Okay, banana bikini. That's all I have to say. Anyway, it the date of it always falls where it ends like right before our wedding anniversary. Yeah. Every year we end Gish like on the verge of divorce, okay? Just so you know. It kills us every year. We just always
use your power for good.
it's such a great, empowering, positive thing. But anyway, I guess what I want to ask is, have you done it? Have you Gish?
No. No, I value my personal relationships too much to do that. No, but I have to say, I have. When I look at submissions, I often find myself thinking, God, this looks fun. I would like to do this sometime. But I mean, maybe I would. My kids would love it, I think.
Well, they don't sleep, so.
Yeah. Right. They should be doing something.
That's
about
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. There really needs to be an item that takes place in the center of the night, because we're all up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be like a 3 a.m. item. Oh, wait a minute, there was!
Thanks for the.
Okay, no.
I'm making a note. Thank you.
So anyway, you need to Gish. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I this year was my first year in a random act.
How was it?
It was awesome. It was all random acts and you couldn't win, but yeah, it was
Well,
fun.
it takes some of the pressure off, right?
Yeah.
Did you? What items did you do? I'm
I
sorry.
painted with my nose.
Oh.
That was fun.
Some of those were really kind of
yeah.
awesome.
And we did. We tried to do like all the kindness items.
Uh-huh.
It was really nice.
Oh, good.
It's fun. Okay. Yes. Yes.
First of all, welcome to Indianapolis.
Why? Thank you.
Can I just tell you something about Indianapolis? My grandmother was born here, and yeah, that's right. And I guess she was born on the outskirts of the city, or what is now the city, on what was a farm and is now, it's now
Probably a shopping center now.
probably a shopping center. I was actually going to try to find the spot. But I talked to her on the phone last night. I was like, hey, guess where I am? I'm in Indianapolis. I've never been here before. And she hasn't been here for 75 years. And then we just talked for like a half an hour, and she told me all about her childhood and like these details that that she's probably not conveyed to anybody in 75 years. And it was just the most lovely conversation. So thank you, Indianapolis, for that.
I'm born and raised here. It's a fantastic city. I know you're here for a very short amount of time, but if you do get to explore, definitely explore downtown at least while you're here. It's the best city in the world. But putting that aside, putting my personal bias aside, I know in your panel yesterday you mentioned that you would be open to returning to the show if that were ever a possibility. If that wonderful, beautiful miracle ever occurs, how do you guys think the scene would
I think
go down?
actually what I said was it's Misha's fault that I'm not on the show.
Boo! But no, how do you think?
And it's in my contract, unfortunately. Like, I'm only on the show if Rachel's not. So, it's tricky. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
You understand.
Well, Misha, get the heck out. We're trading you out.
No.
But no, how do you think that scene would go down? Like, if
Power
your
and
characters
influence.
reunited, how do you think that would play out? How do you think they'd react?
Sorry, how would Castiella and Meg react?
Yeah, like, how would that scene play out, that reuniting? How do you think that would go?
You want us to enact
No,
it?
just
or-
like... I mean, if you'd like, but...
It would definitely be an NC-17 scene, I think. I think it would be so cool to bring Meg
I mean,
back.
well, what I was saying to that, like, I actually love those two characters together.
Yeah.
I think they're awesome. So I have this, like, secret thing in my, I guess I ship Meg Steele. So I have this thing where I'm like, no, somewhere she's off there looking out for his well-being, and, like, secretly he doesn't know, and
You're like the demon watching over my
that's
shoulder.
right.
Guardian demon.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a very fun reunion, I think. Yeah.
Except he never noticed she wasn't there.
Right.
There
Other
is
than
that.
that. Where have you been?
Yeah.
Sorry, where have you been? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hi.
I'm very excited to see two of my heroes on stage together. That makes me so happy. So, I have a question. Frequently, people ask Rachel how Misha has affected her life, so I would like to ask Misha, how has knowing Rachel affected your life?
Well, it's had a very positive impact on my life. We've known each other and been friendly for years now, since we worked together on the show. But we've really gotten to know each other through random acts, I would say.
Yeah.
And I guess I saw through our interactions that you had a really beautiful, magnanimous heart, and that you paid attention to details and really cared about other people, and that I think is like the heart and soul of Random Acts. So I guess I don't know. I guess I would say I'm really honored and grateful that you would run Random Acts. I think that's just like so lovely. I actually feel like unworthy and always surprised that you would do that, and it's really lovely. So thank you.
Thank you. It's, yes. This is like you want to watch me get awkward publicly on stage. Like, take a compliment. No, but I've been very open with all of you guys about how positive this has been in my life, and it's just everything to me. Because I don't know, there's something, Random X, I guess, kind of is so much what I have always wanted to do in the world. It's one of those things where it's funny if I tell people who've known me my whole life what I'm doing now, they're like, oh yeah, that makes, like, it finally, you make sense, that's right. Yeah, I've never felt so happy about what I'm getting to do with my life, so it's an amazing gift. Okay.
So these gold panels are really touchy-feely, huh? Yes. Yes, you. Yes.
Hi, Misha. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
So, my brother-in-law can't be here because he's in Seattle and he has CF. And, Misha, you are his absolute favorite on the show ever.
Awesome. He has great taste.
And he wanted me to ask, what is one of your favorite funny stories that you have with the cast of Supernatural?
Favorite funny story with the cast? Are there any good stories?
I mean, you know more than I do.
What is your? Do you have any fond memories or funny stories from?
I have a lot of fond memories, but not a lot of funny. Like I disappoint every single panel because like one of the standard questions is, were you pranked?
Right, and you weren't.
And I wasn't ever pranked.
I'm sorry about that.
I know.
What an oversight.
You guys do not like me, obviously.
When you come back on the show, we'll like take the screws out of the wheels on your wheelchair or something. It'll be hilarious. You'll fall on the floor.
That's amazing. I'm so glad we had this panel.
Speaking of which, that was something that when I was directing, Jared and Jensen, where they got like a clipboard. No, it was a legal pad, a yellow legal pad, that they like took notes. They brainstormed on days when I wasn't shooting before my directing episode. They brainstormed with the crew, like, what else could we do to fuck with him? So they made a list, and there was really some pretty awful things on that list. They were trying to get into my apartment, they were trying to get into my car, and you know, people would come up to me and be like, hey man, just want to let you know, don't let them get the keys to your apartment. And I had to go down to the front desk in the condo building where I was staying at the level, and tell them somebody's going to come in and say they have my permission to go into my condo. They don't. And sure enough, they did. They went to the desk and they were like, yeah, we got to drop something off, and they're like, no, we've been warned. Anyway.
I am so glad you guys never got that comfortable with it.
It was so bad. Anyway, so I was terrified. Luckily, Jared was really sick during my directing episode, so he was like, he didn't have the energy to do everything that he wanted to do.
Good for you, yeah.
Yeah. But one of the things that they kept doing was we had these director chairs, which it's like the high folding canvas chair, and they would set it up so it looked like it was set up, but actually the canvas wasn't attached to anything. So I'd be like looking at the monitor come in, and just like right onto the floor, like onto my ass, over and over again. They got me like 4 times. And it hurt also. It was like, anyway, they gave me the idea
I
about
had
dismantling
parents
your wheelchair.
at one point in my life, and there's a trick when you're training them, which is when they bite, you can't react at all. Because if you react, they think, oh wow, I created an effect, and then they keep doing it. And I kind of think that applies in life. So the trick is, when they're pranking you, just pretend it never happened. Or like, oh, this is a nice view.
Right. But involuntarily, not what would happen, I'd be like, fuck! And then they get juiced.
No, because I think that's why I was never pranked, because Jerry did try. It was, I think, in a close-up of mine one time, he hit a whoopee cushion. So there was like farting all through my close-up, and I didn't blink. And so I think they got bored, and they just never...
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I on the other hand, laughed the entire time, and so they just keep going.
That's what I'm saying. They know
Yep.
that parrot will keep biting. By the way, okay, I'm gonna go way back to the Gish question.
Yeah.
You should do the challenge that I did that was super fun, which is the poem that spanned all of time in humanity, and you had to write it, and it was like, how many lines was it? Do you guys remember? It was really short. It was 100 lines.
100 lines for all
Yeah,
of human history.
yeah. It was really, like, that one was super fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Anyway, I want to see that poem.
Okay, all right. I'm on
We
it.
are actually out of time.
Oh no! Ask your questions really quick all at once. Well, I was joking.
Another season of Supernatural? You're not here for a soap opera. Is there going to be another season of Supernatural? I love that question. I do not have a crystal ball, but I think probably yes is the answer. Because I think at this point, I think that it would. I mean, I'm not. This is no guarantee. Don't come after me later if they cancel the show. But I think at this stage of the game, they would probably announce that it's the last season at the beginning of the season to try to get more people to watch it. they milked that last season, and they haven't made that announcement. Okay. So just threaten physical harm to the studio and network executives. Great idea. All right. Well, I guess we have to leave, guys.
Yes. But I'm going to wrap up by saying what I said to you guys yesterday, which is you are the pioneers of this, and like just keep spreading the spirit of this fandom and the giving back to her. And thank you. I will tell you, my meet and greet yesterday, every single question was about Random X.
Really?
There was not a single question about Supernatural.
That's so cool.
Which is like, you guys, yeah. These are like the diehards. We love you.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
See you later.